Morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Asia. Good morning, Tammy. Good morning, Corinne. There is a bunch of people that we can't see your name.
Holla at us.
Drop an emoji that describes how you feel today.
Momstead in the house.
Love it. You guys, Today we're talking about something super powerful.
Roll call. Sorry, I'm still on the introductions.
No.
Something super powerful.
Yeah.
Besides Sarit's biceps.
Stop it. Let's talk about your reality. The life that you live in right now. So now, we're currently experiencing a shift, right? Due to the coronavirus over the last 2 weeks. All of our lives have been impacted in at least one way, shape, or form with regards to the fact that there was at least one dramatic change in our life. But aside from that, go ahead.
Speaking of the drama of this all, did you see that Wimbledon has been canceled for the first time since World War II?
No.
Wimbledon has been canceled for the first time since World War II.
That's crazy.
It's crazy.
Did you get it from the...
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy. I read that and I was like, we're headed somewhere.
But you guys, aside from that, I want you to think about your current life. Okay, I want you to think about where it is that you live. I want you to think about the body that you live in. I want you to think about the person that you're either dating or want to date. I want you to think about your circle of friends.
Significant other. Pets. I don't know where you're going with this. I'm just naming things.
Yeah.
Lunch today?
Oh. Don't worry about that.
Okay, great.
But, your life right now, aside from the dramatic shift that has happened as a byproduct of the coronavirus, your life right now is a byproduct of your thoughts. And
of those thoughts, what you choose to believe of those thoughts.
Yes. And to take it one step further, it's a byproduct of your beliefs, or better yet, your limiting beliefs. And now, this is a very interesting topic that a lot of people really do not understand. This is very metaphysical, though this is something that we touch up on in our one-on-one program because it's very deep. It's really hard to understand. But once you shift that way of thinking and you acknowledge that and you receive it, then you're able to literally become unstoppable. So for anybody who's like, okay, today they're going to talk about something woo-woo, I want you guys to just take a second and receive the information we're about to give you, because what we're about to talk about today, I can tell you from my own personal experience, I'm nowhere near where I want to be in my life with regards to my full potential. But the reason why I am where I am today is because of what we're going to talk about. And what we're going to talk about, go ahead.
Well, you said you are a byproduct of your limiting beliefs, which made me think about the fact that you get what you tolerate.
Exactly.
You get what you tolerate. So the only thing, or the only thing preventing you from moving forward is a limiting factor of some kind, and a lot of times it's actually what you believe about your own capabilities. or it's what you believe about certain subjects, topics.
Your ability or inability to do something is limited to one thing, and that is your limiting beliefs.
It's limited to whatever you believe is holding you back. So for example, this is where excuses come in. Like we would call them excuses. And a lot of times people would think that they are reasons. The only reasons are things that are outside of your control. However, not even fully, because even what's outside of your control, you still have control over how you respond to each of those things. So it's whatever holds you back is whatever your mind is limited in believing you're capable of. Mm-hmm. Right? So you get what you tolerate. So if you tolerate saying, I don't have time to complete XYZ, that's what you get. You're not going to complete XYZ. Right? That is your outcome, because that's what you believe your outcome is, and that is what this topic is about today.
Or let's say if you want to lose weight, let's say you weigh 200 pounds, and you know that ideally the body that will make you happy will be around, let's say like 130 pounds. I don't really love to use weight to like measure body shape, because we like to focus on a lot of muscle too. So I think that weight is not the most realistic way to measure progress. However, it is measurable, and that's why we're going to use it.
It's not the end all be all.
It's not the end all be all.
But it's a way to track progress.
But let's say, right, if you weigh currently 200 pounds and your idea of, let's say, your, ideal body is around 130 pounds, you have to believe wholeheartedly that you can achieve it before you even do anything else. Like, you have to believe it. And I think that this is why, especially women, and I think that this is also why when men go on a weight loss journey, they get to their goal faster than women, because women have a lot of limiting beliefs that they don't even realize.
And it's not just can I, it's all the little steps in between.
Right. Like, for example, and this is just literally like, this is me telling you that from my own experience of coaching men versus women. When I coach a male, I've actually never had an experience of a dude who didn't think that they were capable of doing that. And they all got the results extremely fast. Now, I'm not saying that women are not as good, but what I'm saying is that because I think of the way that society brings us up, from the time that we're teenagers to probably the age of 30, and everything that, a female basically goes through, doesn't matter if she's currently like 60 years old, 30 years old, or 20 years old, to be honest. Like, we all go through some shit that makes us doubt ourselves in a lot of ways, that makes us compare ourselves to a lot of other people. And, that really distorts our reality, because our truth is no longer truth. And our reality is now being distorted by this thing called limiting beliefs.
You do sort of create your own reality.
You do. It's like, how many times each and every one of you guys who are in the room right now have spoken to a friend who said, I want to lose 20 pounds. And then as soon as they say it, there comes a but. Raise your hand if your friend or your cousin or your mom or your sister has ever said that before. Like,
or anyone you know.
But here's the thing, you guys. This is so important to touch up on, because your limiting beliefs, right, shape your current thoughts. Your thoughts shape your commitment or lack of commitment thereof. Without commitment, there is no action to take. Without any action to take, there is no habit shift. Without that, you're not going to get anywhere. And I don't care how bad you want something. I know that each and every one of you guys know at least one person in your life who's wanted to lose weight for such a long time. And every time you see them, they're fatter than the last time you saw them.
Or they just haven't moved closer to their goals. It's step one, belief. Every call that we get on with somebody who is interested in working with us, even just yesterday, I asked, do you believe that you can? What is your goal? Okay, Do you believe that you can? If the answer is yes, it's easy. It's easy.
And at first...
Hold on. It's easy. If the answer is yes, that is easy. Weight loss is not difficult, especially when you work with us. It's not difficult when you believe in yourself. It's difficult when you don't, or when you let all these other things step in between you and your goal. But this, but that.
Let's give some examples. Like you believe that you can't have a good body after you've had children. That's a limiting belief. You believe that your kids are coming in the way of your workout. That's a limiting belief. You believe that you're too busy to get the body that you want. That's a limiting belief. You believe that you're just too busy and you can't follow through because you're too busy. That's a limiting belief. You believe that you don't have any time on your hand. That's a limiting belief.
You said time like 3 times.
Yeah, because time is a huge thing.
It's good that you said it in 3 different ways, because we've heard it a million different ways.
Right. You believe that you don't have any money. That's a limiting belief. You believe that you can't right now.
It's bad timing. You're going to go on vacation. Oh, you have a cruise coming up. I'll start after this. Oh, there's the holidays. I might as well just start afterwards. Fill in the blank with anything and everything you've ever said before that has stopped you from doing what you want to do. The best time to do something is now, because tomorrow's not guaranteed. And that sounds super fucking cliche, but it's the truth.
Or you believe that it's not going to work. That's a limiting belief.
Very true.
That's a very common limiting belief.
But
too.
I don't blame people for believing that, because they have been given so many wrong strategies, so many unrealistically unsustainable methods of weight loss that we're skewed. We're skewed now, and it breaks our hearts, but that is why we're on a mission. It's because we have to change your perception of how difficult fat loss is. It really is not. But people say, oh, you have to do all these 100 things, and then you get stressed out after day 3, and you're like, fuck this, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm going to get a shirt.
This is a good one. I love wine, so therefore I can't lose weight. That's a limiting belief.
If I want to lose weight, I have to give up XYZ.
I love food, and that's why I'm fat. That's a limiting belief. I can't give up my insert in the blank. That's a limiting belief, right? Like, the shit that you guys tell yourselves, the shit that we tell ourselves, everybody, right? Like, that becomes a reality, right? Our words manifest our reality, because our words are basically the bridge to our destiny and to our thoughts.
Okay.
Right?
So we've given a crap ton of examples, which you're probably like, yep, heard that. Yep, said that. Yep, oh, yeah, I know that. Oh my gosh, yes, I've totally said that before. Right? But here's the thing. How the heck do you, if it's something you believe, then it's the truth to you. So the mind is the hardest thing to fix, because it takes a mind to fix the mind, and that's fucked up. So if you are telling yourself something and it makes you feel like it's preventing you from moving forward, or preventing you from getting the body that you want, or whatever, losing the weight that you want to lose, or gaining the confidence you want to gain, if it's standing between you and that, and it's the but, then you have to ask yourself, can I, physically, with actual evidence, prove that this is true? Just because you have kids doesn't mean it's true that you can't get your workout in because you have kids. Is that a proven fact?
Can we take it like one step before that?
Yeah.
You need to acknowledge it. You need to acknowledge your beliefs first.
Amen.
Because
Amen.
if you don't acknowledge, then you don't realize that it is a limiting belief. So I would actually take it one step back and say that first you have to acknowledge, like, what are the things that you tell yourself? The buts, the things that you're wondering or that you're unsure of.
Yeah. Acknowledge it, but don't take it as the truth. Take it as a thought.
This is a thought.
This is a thought that I have now. Step 2, is it the truth?
Yeah.
Can I prove it? Is it verifiable through facts and figures and evidence that this is actually the truth? Or is it just a thought and I need to change the thought to make it my truth, the truth that I want it to be?
Is it true that because your mom and your aunt and all of your cousins are fat, you can't have a six-pack? Is it the truth? Or is it because they all just have the same habits?
I love it. Man, my
I
heart,
do too, because those are...
Do you know what I'm going to say?
No, sorry.
My heart grows like 10x when I see you guys say, you guys are way too real. You speak about what we don't want to confront in ourselves. Because here's the thing, and I'll say it over and over and over and over again, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yep.
That's okay. You would love to hate us. You love to hate us.
But then you love us afterwards. So a good practice for anybody who wants to level up their goals and their life in general, right? Like, let's say your current financial status, and you know, my heart goes out to anybody. If anybody got unemployed because of this corona situation, my heart goes out to you. Aside from that, like we said at the beginning of the episode, like aside from the drastic changes that happened due to the whole situation, you know, like your financial status, your relationship with your significant other or lack of thereof. That's also, it's not just your body. These two are a byproduct of your limiting beliefs. I'll tell you guys the craziest thing. I manifested Erin into my life.
She played that Jewish Hebrew magic.
I played that voodoo shit that you know, what we're talking about today is your step 1. First, you have to acknowledge all of the like raw and the like ugly and the dirty. You have to acknowledge, you have to write it down, and you have to ask yourself, is it true that somebody like me, who's short and with, you know, like, I'm not even going to get into too much detail, like, is going to, you know, basically win the person of my dreams? Yes, it's true. Anything is possible. You just need to like vibrate on that level, but you'll never be able to make room for that vibration if the forefront of your mind is consumed but with the buts and the ifs and the maybes. No,
wins.
like for me, I had no option. I manifested her. She came into my life. I don't even know how to. And I was like, that's it. You know, but the same thing with my body too. Like, look, until I started practicing that, I struggled with my weight for over 15 years. Right? Like, I felt like I was in jail every single day. Like, my mind was trapped. Right? Or like, you know, somebody's financial status. Like, if your goal is to make $3,000, you're only going to make $3,000. If your goal is to make $100,000, you're going to make $100,000. Look, you guys, we all have the same opportunity because we all have the same amount of time. We all have the same 24 hours in a day.
I would say there's different levels of opportunity. And I think that if you live in America, you have the same opportunity as anyone else living in America.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%. In other countries, absolutely not. And again, that is exactly why I did everything that I could in order to be in this country. Because in this country, for as long as you think it, you can create it. Now, it doesn't matter if considering your situation, it's going to happen to you in 7 months or 7 years. You can still make it. It's not about how fast we get there. It's about making sure that we get there, right? But that is your step one. If you have these limiting beliefs that you don't acknowledge and that are taking up way too much space in your brain, then you can't make space for the things that you want.
Right, amen.
And your reality becomes distorted. And you end up living an average life with an average body and an average, relationship with average kids. But if you're in this room right now, then you know that you're meant for greatness, right? So I challenge each and every one of you guys.
Can I give an example before you challenge them?
Yeah.
Of a limiting belief versus a fact.
Yes.
It's your status in the United States of America. You are actually limited in the opportunity that you have to a degree.
Right.
Right? And it's a fact and it's proven. Now, you're not limited in what you're capable of creating a life for yourself here, but you are limited in voting. You have no say in who the president could be or on any of these laws. Like, you have no say.
Right.
And that's proven because you do not have a U.S. citizenship.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Proven. Dead end. It's a fact. Right? Because the law says you cannot vote. Even if you tried to vote, they wouldn't count it because you're not a citizen. Right?
Yeah.
So no matter what you do, until you become a citizen, you have a limited opportunity in something.
Right.
Right? However, that doesn't mean, because I'm an immigrant, I can't live my best life in America.
Right.
So that's a perfect example of like a limiting belief versus a fact.
The reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can give them a challenge. What's their challenge?
But,
Boss!
But the reality is that 99.9% of the time, unless you're talking about just like the laws of nature, right? Like gravity,
yeah.
like death, right? Like those things are things that we're all going to face, right? But other than that, I want you guys to acknowledge what situations are currently happening in your life. And then right next to it, I want you to ask yourself, is this the truth? Is this actually true? Right? Like, for example, what Erin said, it's the truth that I'm not an American citizen. But is it the truth that I don't live like, an American, like a good citizen who pays all their taxes and like dreams big and wants to do more and be more? Whatever. So acknowledge, ask yourself whether this is the truth, and then I challenge you to take it to the next level. And once you've acknowledged, then acknowledge the next thing. What is it that I really want?
What's the belief that I need to have to move me forward? Step 1, acknowledge. Step 2, determine whether or not it's actually the truth or if it's just a thought. Step 3, decide what you want your truth to be. Boom.
And if a thought of but or if or
your
maybe,
but arises,
then go back to step 1. Because we're going to have a guest on our show, I think it's going to be next month, who's an Olympic athlete who does not have a leg. Anything is freaking possible unless you're dealing with the laws of nature.
Not just an Olympic athlete, a swimmer who doesn't have a leg.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like you're doing shot put, right? And just like using your upper, like this, there's one leg happening. Anything's possible.
Anything's possible.
If you can think it, It's possible.
And I want you guys to think bigger than just weight loss, right? Like, you know, we're experts in weight loss, but, you know, the reason why we're so passionate about it is because we know that when you change your body, you change your life.
When you change your mind, you can change your body.
Right. So change your mind, change your body, change your life.
Boom!
Let's hear some comments.
I was kind of reading them as we go. Jeanette,
Oh, you are?
Jeanette said that all the women in her family are overweight.
Yep.
One of the reasons she's so consistent is on her own journey.
Exactly, Jeanette. Amen. And I agree with you 100%. If you see all my cousins, my family members, you'll be shocked.
But here's the thing. A lot of times we say, you know, there's a but or there's a, you know, if or whatever that stops us is because the people you're hanging out with are people that are not going the direction you want to go.
Right.
They're people who eat like shit. They're people who sit on the couch all day. They're people who make their own excuses. They're people who don't want to do better in life. Or maybe they do, but don't have any kind of discipline or drive to move forward. Right? So stop hanging out with those people. If they're your family, they're still going to be your family, but you can edit the relationship. That doesn't mean kick them out of your life, but you can edit what kind of conversations you have with those people, how much time you spend with those people. All this is up to you. Mm-hmm. So, you know, if you find yourself being surrounded by a bunch of people who are not where you want to be, I suggest that you change your environment. That is up to you.
Audit your relationships.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean stop talking to them, but don't go out of your way to spend your energy with them. Mandy, shout out to you for making it to a live.
Yeah, whoop, whoop.
And it's true. Limiting beliefs can paralyze you. We've seen it so many times.
All right, let's wrap it up. We gave you guys some awesome instruction today. Hopefully it helps. If you end up writing these things down or really thinking about them, post them on the wall for extra accountability. If you post it on the wall, how many people are in our group? Like almost 1,500 people now. If you post it on the wall, think about how much accountability you have to level the up. Mm-hmm. And if you need extra help, always you're welcome to reach out to us any day, anytime. It doesn't mean I'll get back to you right away or Sarit will get back to you right away, but we will get back to you ASAP because we're on a mission to help. We truly are. And if you found this episode enlightening, insightful, helpful, truthful, then please share, please like it, please repost it, whatever you want to do to help spread the message that people need to hear, because we're here to do it every Monday through Friday.
Especially right now, you know, situations like the coronavirus, you know, we're being fed with all this negative energy called the news, right? Like, look, the news says whatever they're saying. Yes, some of it is reality, but you have to understand that they're doing everything that they can to get their ratings up higher. Like this, like CNN and Fox News and CNBC, whatever it's called. This is how they make their money. This is their business.
They thrive on drama.
So they're gonna go to the most dramatic situations and talk about it because that's gonna stir shit up.
And it's gonna scare you and it's gonna make you want to watch more. That's their job.
Right? So like the whole coronavirus situation right now, I think, you know, one of the worst things about it is not the virus itself, though it's highly contagious. It's the story that it creates in people's heads that distorts their limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
Right? So
that's that for today. Happy Thursday. You have more things, okay?
We have a group workout at 8 a.m. So join us. That's the Rise Above workout number 13. Also, tomorrow we have a live interview with Kevin Don, one of my favorite males in this whole wide universe. For those of you guys who've been in this group for a while, you know who he is. You know how amazing he is. We're going to be talking about a really powerful message tomorrow with regards for training that you definitely want to check out.
And I'm just going to say too, we just finished creating some epic programs and some amazing resources, and I cannot wait to get them to you guys. But for anybody who's been doing the Rise Above, get ready for Mo. It's coming at you soonish, but I'm not going to give a time because I don't actually know and I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. So keep your eyes out, pay attention for what is coming soon, and we will talk with you guys later.